Hi everyone. Alright, so in today's video, or this video, I'm going to show you guys how I install my upgraded my plex case. So I'm gonna focus on adding more fans and spreading out the, I guess, more airflow, because I'm going in the future I'm going to add more hard drives. Right now I only have 3. Okay, so the case did come with instructions, and it just took both panels off and the front. So I'm gonna start by reading some of the instructions. I know it's lame, but I like to do that. And I guess we'll go from there. The case was $69. I got it from Micro Center. They are not a sponsor of me. I do wish they would sponsor me. I love you, Micro Center. I do take a lot of my money, but I love them. So anyways, here are the instructions for the MasterBox NR600, and I guess we'll go from there. I'm gonna add more fans to it first, and then usually the first thing I do is I would get the motherboard. Like if this was a new build, I would get the motherboard, and I'll show you. So normally the way I would, man, this is dusty. Fuck. So yeah, the way I would normally do it is I would take my motherboard and then put my, my CPU in there, and then my RAM and all that shit, and then start mounting it, and then put the thing all here before I even set it in the motherboard, because it makes it easier to run cables that way for me. And then sometimes I might have to run the cables first. It just depends on the size of the motherboard and how many fucking cables I have. But if I were you and you were building this from scratch, I would get the motherboard, put it outside somewhere safe where it's not gonna get short on something, or make sure you wear your static strap, and then do it that way. Right, hold on, let me focus this bitch a little bit more out. There. So on this, I'll put the motherboard that I'm using on the description. I bought this on Amazon. The memory is Corsair Vengeance CDR3. I have 16 gigabytes on this rig. But I'm using a Noctua D15 cooler. None of these people or things are sponsors of me, but if they want to sponsor me, I have no shame. I will take their money. And I'll, get fair reviews and all that. So anyways, I put the CPU in there first. I have an FM2 Plus CPU that I've recycled from my old gaming PC. So I don't remember what the model that was. I'll try and look it up and put in the links below or whatever. But you don't have to use an FM2 Plus. I'm just recycling shit that I've had before. For a NAS server, it's like if you want like performance, then you're gonna want to get a good amount of memory, and a good CPU, because when a drive fails, you have to rebuild the array. So the speed of the drives plus your memory plus your CPU, it all I guess you could say culminates into how fast it'll rebuild your arrays. So you replace the broken hard drive, it's got to rebuild its array, it's writing all that stuff. It's gonna take time to do that. So the crappier your software or hardware, the longer it's gonna take. So the longer you're gonna be down, or limping along. So anyways, that's going on a tangent. That's another video. But since I'm recycling a lot of the shit I have, and this is not mission critical stuff, it's mostly a plex server. That's I'm using this NAS as storage for my plex server mostly. And then okay, the goal now is to mount the damn thing on here, but because the Noctua case is pretty big, let me see if this thing is pretty big. I had to take this case, the back fan from here off, to just to get that thing going. So what I'm gonna have to do is carefully maneuver this bitch into place while I tie down the screws. Case right here will tell you what it does. So this one does ITX. I don't know if you can read that. Maybe right here it says like ATX and all the shit it can support. I don't know if you can read that or not. I don't give a fuck anymore. So I'm gonna finish screwing this motherboard in place, fixing the fan here. The chambers for it. I'll show you in a minute. Let me free ball the camera. You see the chambers are up there. Put some of the hard drives here. Over here. Put some of the hard drives there. Then put the fan over here to like draw air. I guess I could have air going out. I'm gonna have air coming out of it going this way. The power supply is gonna have air coming out the bottom of it through here. So the power supply is gonna go here. So yeah, let's do that. I guess I'll put the power supply in now. Alright, so I decided to put the power supply in next. I have a CX750M. What is this? Corsair. It's a modular power supply. I've had it for a few years. It's done a pretty good job of putting up with my shit. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna put this on. Oh, it's got little plastic pads in there for vibration. I kind of like that. See if I can. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. So this is gonna go this way. This is going up here. Okay. Okay, install you, bitch. So then we're gonna align it. Let me freeball this on this side. I know there's no light over here, but oh shit. Yeah, so we're gonna go this way, and then install the 4 screws to hold it here. And then once we get that going, I'll start running. Got freeball the control of the camera for a second, and so you want to make sure to put the exhaust fan of the CP of the power supply on the bottom of the case, because that's where there's a filter there, and it'll, I don't know if it sucks in air or it pushes air out. I don't know what the fuck. I think it pushes air in, it sucks air in, and then their exhaust is out here. So you want that there. There'll be a filter down there for it. A lot of cases don't have that. Some of them will just have the hole. Some of them will have filters, but the decent ones will have filters. So okay, now I'm gonna go with the wiring here. So with the wiring, to stay with the notion of control, I'm gonna have to power all these drives. They're gonna all go here. Yeah, the hard drives are gonna go in this cubby here. And let me get some more better light in there. There we go. This one pointed that way. There we go. So yeah, they're gonna go in that cubby. There's gonna be 3 of them right now. Well, actually 4, because my operating system was running on the 4th one, which is my SSD drive here. That's where I have the FreeNAS or whatever operating system going. So all of these are gonna power the shit here, and these cables are gonna be there. I'm gonna do that later. So I'm gonna run this big ass, these cables through here. I ran the cables through there, ran them through here, and I'm gonna show you on the other side how that looks. Okay, so the on this here, kind of freeballing it, I'm gonna connect the power supply cable to the main power on the motherboard. Wherever the fuck it is, it's right there on the side. I'll light it up here. This is a main 24 volt cable and a 24 pin cable, and then this is the auxiliary power cable, whatever the fuck. It's a 4 pin on this one that I have to do. It's even labeled CPU, and I'll have to connect up there, so I'm going to do that here in a minute. So I'm going to connect this cable there, and the clip, this clip here, that clip, there's a clip there that goes on and flushes with the motherboard connectors. Will have a little lip like that. I don't know if you see, it's like right there, it's right there. There's like a little lip, and the cable will click into that, so whenever you have to remove it, you have to push this button down to remove that thing. So here we go with that. So that'll work. There we go. That's in. Then where's the other? I bet you that's on the top, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna connect this next. So I gotta reposition everything. Alright, the other connector for the power is way the fuck in there. I don't know if I can show it how it goes, but it's the 4 on this one. It's a 4-pin connector, so I'm not gonna be able to record that easily because everything's in the way. I can still connect it. I guess you could say I should have connected it before I put the motherboard in, but that little cable, the 4-pin that I was telling you about, Man, that was a bitch to get into. It's literally like right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's literally right there where my finger is. It's right there. It's right there. It was a bitch to get to. I had to go from this side to get it. Good thing I don't have the IO shield on there anymore. I lost it a long time ago, but yeah, here we go. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to install is I'm going to install a fan, and I'm going to install it in that spot here, right here, with the air blowing out. So when setting up these fans, you're gonna want to make sure you put all 4 screws on them and align them. So put one in and then tighten it a little bit and align them, because there's 4. And these right now I'm using these little fat fuckers, little barrel screws. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna run the cables to connect the front power connectors and all that stuff there. I got the H audio now. I'm probably never going to use that, but I'm going to connect it anyways. Then I got to connect all these little cables like the power LED and all that stuff. I don't know, you probably can't see all that shit. The power switch and all that. Alright. So each one of these has a little missing pin that'll tell you on the motherboard how it should go. So it kind of orients the cable in the proper way. So see how it connected. There we go. So there's the front HD audio, which is not really HD, but who's counting? So I'm not gonna install. Well, I probably will. I'm gonna definitely install the reset button and install these here. I don't know if you can fucking see them. They're probably blurry, but yeah. So I'm gonna pull the power switch. And all these here. I don't have the book for this one anymore. Positive, power LED is positive. Okay, so knowing what we know now, I guess I was doing it right. Doing it right. There's some doing it right. Everybody's gonna slap everybody. Doing it right. Alright. So yeah, I was doing this shit right. Okay. 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 And this is the reset switch. Okay, so I'm gonna wire those up. Then we'll keep going. Okay, so I got all those connected now. Now we can continue on with the hard drives. Okay, next we're going to install, or I'm going to install the hard drives. Now the hard drives, you want to use, if you're using like a NAS rig, those the NAS or drives are designed to be, they're designed to get harder, run all the time, non-stop. They're a little bit more fault tolerant, stuff like that. They're higher quality. They're designed to be written to and read from constantly. Normal consumer drives they're not designed for that. They're designed more for, you know, everyday shit. And so the NAS ones are designed to be constantly read and, you know, read and write, or be hotter, run hotter, stuff like that. So to get these on this case, it's old school. I have to use these little old school clips. So what I just learned about this stuff is old school but new school in a way. These go in with just a pin. Look, it's not a screw. It just goes in the hole. That's what she said. See, it just that's it. It just goes in the hole. That's pretty fucking weird. There's no screw or anything. I'm used to screws. But I mean, it worked because I got the first one in there, so. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to put a fan down here to cool these bitches. So that's that on that. Put all 3 of them in there, and then I'll worry about my SSD in a minute. So that's how they look. Now I'm gonna run the cables to them. So here's the power cables that are coming straight off the power supply. And then I'm going to run the serial cables to connect to the hard drive in a minute. I'll show you how that looks. So I hit a little Nazoo. The SSD is going to go here. The screws are going to come in from the inside. But I should have done this before I mounted the motherboard, because now I can't get to the 3rd one that's there. I'm only going to do the 3 screws here. I know that's half-assing it, but I mean, the SSD doesn't really get that much. it doesn't spin or vibrate. And I like how they got these screws here. They have like a plastic grommet or some sort of, I don't know what the hell it is, coupler or something, or washer, where the screw goes through it and it keeps it from vibrating. It's pretty cool. I decided to add a fan to the front here to cool the drives that are down here. So it's going to be pushing air in throughout the case. I'm going to have to buy some sort of extender, cable extender or splitter to power more fans, because this board literally has 2 fan connections. One for the CPU and one for a system fan, and that's it. So either I'm going to have to get a splitter and then run this thing here and then run it through the back so I can do this. But for now, this is terrible. It barely reached. You see that? That's fucking terrible. I can't really do anything about it right now, but it'll work. And these fans are not labeled. These are the case fans. They're not labeled with an arrow or nothing to tell me which one ways the airflow is pushing. So I'm assuming that this way it's pushing towards the inside of the machine, but I'll find out when I turn it on. But later on I'm gonna buy a little splitter and fix this shit up. Right now I just want to get it going because it's my main everything. I can't watch movies or do shit with it. It's my media everything and my storage. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect all the power cables to all the drives. So I'm going to have a cable here to use for all of them. I have 4. I ran into a problem. I don't have any more SATA cable connections. So I had to put my SSD drive just here, freeballing it here. The good thing about it is that it's encased, and so it won't shock any itself. And the only danger of it is it might be shocking maybe the hard drives, but it has to touch the circuitry. I am 90% sure it's not going to short anything. I'm going to just connect these to the other side, but I am going to have to get a fan splitter and a SATA splitter. So that way it'll reach up here, so it won't be free balling. But for now, it's going to free ball. It's going to be fine. Don't kill me in the comments. Don't crucify me. It's going to be fine. I've done this before. I shouldn't have, but I've had to do it before. But you guys don't do it. Don't do what I'm doing now. It's going to be fine, I'm telling you. But for you guys, don't do it. Don't do what I do. So now I'm going to connect all these cables to the SATA ports. It barely reaches. Oh, here's another one over here. The SATA ports are there. There's 4 of them. I can always add a expansion slot on there, like right here. But no, it's not worth it. I just buy another motherboard. Then I have to buy another motherboard. Then I have to buy another CPU. I can still use the RAM. Let's see. But this bitch right here. These always go with the little silver tabs up. Some people like to do the 90-degree ones, and sometimes you have to do them in certain applications. I always like the straight ones, because when you're in some situations, it's just harder to reach or easier to reach. Now, don't get me wrong, the 90 degrees ones, in a lot of situations too, they're situational. They have a lot of this bitch 45 degrees to get it in there. See, this is an exact example of why the 45 would have been awesome. Here, I'll just put this bitch on the bottom. Bottom, bitch. Seriously, bro. Come on now. You're embarrassing me in front of my one audience member. Oh, it's the other way. Dumbass. There we go. I have all the SATA drives connected. I have all the SATA power connected. I have the CPU connected with its power, the main board power. I have the power switch connected. Alright, so my FreeNAS is back up and running. Got my case behind my TV now, so you can't really see it. So, yeah, that was easy, I guess. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. If you want to know how to set up FreeNAS, let me know, and I'll show you how I did it. But let's see, 14.9 All my drives are back up. Yep, everything's working. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, whatever, suggestions, let me know. And yeah, love you, bye, subscribe.